have reached the Phoenix Police Department. All operators are busy. If you have an emergency, hang up and dial 911. To report a non-emergency incident, stay on the line. If you need information only, please call 602-262-7626.
Thank God I don't fucking need immediate assistance, Farva. Fuck's sake. Holy fuck.
Some backup support hours per the contract? Yes, you did.
Yes.
Do we owe you for that? Yes, we do.
Yes.
Right?
Okay,
Now,
so...
the problem is you have pulled all sorts of...
Mark, okay, I'm sorry to cut you off, all right? I don't want to keep wasting my fucking time on this shit, okay? And if what you're suggesting is reasonable, that a sane person would accept, I have no problem signing whatever the hell you want me to sign if it's reasonable. Because at the end of the day, me signing something doesn't mean anything if both of us aren't pleased, okay? If we're not meeting in the middle anyways, then it's a pointless waste of both of our times. And I don't want to waste my time. And I'm sure you don't want to waste your time either, right? So can we agree together on anything that's reasonable? Because I did put in a lot of work and I did put in a lot of my money, and I'm tired of fucking clawing and scratching, right? It's getting us nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, look, the more we go down this path, the harder, the more for sure we're not going to do anything, right? I mean, right at this point is with our attorneys. I can give you the attorney's details. I mean, he's in the process of, filing all sorts of injunctions.
Injunctions and all that, like, it still doesn't mean anything to me. It really doesn't.
The fact is, no, I know, but the fact is, it's on record, and with all respect, you have a record. And
and so does Drew. Drew has a record too, is what I'm saying, though. Like, what I've done and what Drew has done, even though it's a misdemeanor now, like, what he did, he should never have been let out of prison, in all honesty. Like, my crimes and his crimes are fucking baby. My shit's babies compared to what he did. And that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't define who I am, and it doesn't define who he is either. At the end of the day, I just want what is fair, and what I like, at minimum what I put in, which I can show you the payments for.
From an hours perspective, right? So let's start there. From a support hours perspective,
15 hours. All right, fine.
Recorded time, right? That's $225, right?
Sure.
From any money that you put, now you talk about money you put in. What money did you put in?
I sent Drew $3,750, and he agreed to give me Nether Queen, and then I never got the Nether Queen.
Okay. Now, I wasn't part of that conversation.
I know you weren't.
I'm not saying it didn't happen.
It was privately between us, but
right.
If you need me to prove it, yeah, I'm not saying that you're denying it either. But if you need the proof, I'm more than willing to provide it.
Right. Now you're saying you put $3,750 that you sent to Drew, and did not receive anything in return.
I didn't receive anything. No, he says that he sent Wormy, and this is between them. I had nothing to do with this, but he sent Wormy a supporter. But Wormy, I don't know what he did with the supporter, but I never got any of it, so I would have never let it go for... It looks like he sold it for less than half an ETH anyways. I would have never let it go for that.
Right. Now, I mean, so you sent 3750
Yeah.
to Drew directly, right?
Some on blockchain and then some on stake, yes.
Okay. I mean, how do I
Well,
validate?
I can pull you all the accounts, the tips sent and received that I tipped him from, or you can pull it from Drew's. But I'll get you the info if it's disputed the amount.
Well, I mean, the question is, how do I? I mean, the problem with stake is, there's no correlation between what you may have done on stake and any
Well,
receiving or sending any
that's true.
agreements around
That's true.
NFTs.
It's very true. Yes. Okay. But there's conversations Drew and I had over the course of the 2 months that I was sending him this money that I still owe you for this. I still owe you for this queen, okay? So I'm just gonna tip you whenever I get it. And okay, yeah, that's fine. And then when he told me, because I tried to settle the whole amount at once, I said, "Hey, how much more do I owe you?" And he said, "You're good. We're good now." And basically that was it. That was the last time I sent him a sizable tip.
So, I mean, that's all well and good when everything's cool, right? But I'm coming in here
Yeah.
from a CFO perspective, and even from a legal perspective, and it's like, well, there's no agreement between either of you
Well,
for any transaction, and there's no proof of anything other than he said, she said. That's kind of along the same lines that when we were in Vegas, Code gave you $1,500
no,
in cash.
he gave me 500 and
He gave you 500, and then he gave you 1,000 in chips or something, right?
no, he only gave me the 500.
I mean, whatever it was. But the point being is, I can't prove that in the same way I can't prove this.
Well,
Right?
I mean,
it happened.
he threw it at me and he said, here's a $500 bonus, right? You were there for that?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But
I mean, no, I wasn't there for it. I mean, he told me he did that, but whether, again, it's hearsay, right? I mean, he said he did it, and you're saying that, right? I mean, the fact is,
why would I
there were
lie?
transactions performed
But why
both
would I lie?
ways that I have no way of validating.
Okay. But I'm not known for lying about these types of things, okay? I've never lied about these types of things in my past. So why would I start now? Is he
So,
denying that he promised me Nether Queen? Because I could show you the conversation where he told me it's mine.
so I'm just trying to understand them and see how we get through this, right?
Yes.
So let's just assume there's the 3750 on the purchase of a NFT that you made, right? And in effect, you're claiming you never received any product, right?
I never received an NFT of any kind, no.
Right. So you're saying you paid 3750 and didn't receive a product.
I mean, I would much rather have the NFT, to be honest, because that way I'm still invested and have something in skin in the game, as Drew would put it, right? Like, why would I destroy my own? Yep. Okay, but I don't think that that's a possibility anymore.
Okay, what else are you claiming?
I just wanted what I put in back in 15 hours, I guess, but you and I both know that there's a lot more than that in.
If I was able to, so I'm not making any promises here, right?
I know.
But if I was able to get you the NFT that you purchased, and we pay you for the hours, we're done. At that point, we're done. Is that correct?
You got my word as a man, yeah. And that's really all I have in this life anyways, so.
All right. So, look, I will talk to Drew. Drew does say some things. You know, that message about him telling me to send a check to you and all that. He never told me to send a check to you.
I know.
So I mean, it is what it is. If I get this resolved, we have to put this in writing, and we have to stop all this bullshit you're doing with all the team. You know, with CZ and with everybody, right? I mean, and
Yeah.
all this stuff about I mean, look,
you're good.
I mean,
listen. If we both can agree on it,
behavior.
then we're good. And I'm only being childish because
childish behavior. Claiming that Schnecky's mum's going to die of cancer when she's never had cancer in her life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's childish.
Yeah, well, it took me a lot to get there, and you should see some of the things that they've been saying about me before I ever even mentioned that.
Yeah, well, as I say, I hold myself above all of that. There's a reason I haven't dug in and responded to any of this stuff online and any of the comments.
Yeah. You're right. I should be.
I'm not going to go down to that level. It's not worth my time or effort to ever engage in that type of conversation.
Mark, I just want to say sorry, okay? And I'm not blowing smoke up your ass, all right? I fucking can't stand what this has come to. Everybody that's involved, you know? Not just me. It's not just me. But I want to apologize to you. And if this gets worked out, which I am pretty confident it will, you'll have my respect forever, okay? And period. That's it. You're absolutely right. Like I should be conducting myself better, like better than this. You're absolutely right.
So let me take it away. I'm not promising a time frame. I will discuss this with Drew today, and I'll see what I can get figured out.
All right, thank you. Have a good afternoon.
Okay.